Okay. Hello, hello. Testing, testing. We rocking and rolling? We scooping the do? Oh yeah, I hear it. Does my voice really sound like that? Oh. Alright, hello.
Oh, hello. Looks like we're in draft already. GRIN is not getting any bans because they have too many ESUBs. So we're just seeing the Jin and Lilia come out from. Ooh, Renata ban. Is Renata not enabled? Do you know?
I'd assume so.
Makes sense.
I've never seen this league, so I'm not too sure. Okay, thank you.
Even word, she is disabled. Tristana first pick. Not in the meta, but you can never count out a good Tristana. If she gets fed, she just runs away with the game.
Yeah. I'm not sure if she's that safe as a first pick AD carry, however.
No,
We'll
I'm
have to
gonna
see
say
how it goes.
she can be easily punished by something like a Jin, even.
Yeah, but we already banned Jin, so I'm not too sure. We'll have to see how Aristocrats responds to this.
Right.
Ooh, a
Lux.
Lux pick.
Easton is legendary on Lux. The last time I casted Clown Gaming Aristocrats, Easton basically was player of the game, both games on Lux, hitting multiple 3-man ults, 4-man ults, all over the place. So I already have a good feeling about this game.
Well, you said the expectation's really high. If Easton starts inting now, I don't know what I'll think.
Hmm.
Ashe is also incredibly strong at the moment. She just got a recent buff, but even before then, she was quite powerful. However, that double squishy bot lane into Leona Trist might be a bit difficult if they aren't able to play back and stay safe.
And this might even be baiting GRIN into picking an engaged champ like Leona. Because Lux is, although most commonly played as a support, I expect it to be coming out for Easton in the mid lane from Clown Gaming Aristocrats, based on
Ooh.
their previous games, which means they could pick a support that does better into Leona, something like the Thresh, even, or Nautilus, or
See.
Seraphine. Actually, is hilarious with Ashe.
I'd imagine that'd be terrible. Speaking of terrible, we see the Triss Leona Hecarim, which makes for a really fast, hard go in dive composition for GRIN starting out here, which is terrifying to go up against if you aren't prepared. And with the two Squishy champions we see right here, we're gonna have to see Aristocrats pick very. Ooh,
I like Trundle.
I love Trundle here.
Leona goes in. If Leona and Hecarim aren't perfectly synced, whoever goes in first gets ulted by Trundle and instantly bursted down. Hecarim can be really scary if he gets ahead, but he's a whole lot less scary if you can kill him before the team thinks to follow up. And in leagues where coordination isn't always the player's greatest strength, that can easily happen.
Yeah, especially into this team composition here. From what we can see, even with just the damage from Lux and Ashe, that's already enough to kill a Trundle without resistances. And then not even including the incredible amounts of CC. All they need really is the slows, and then Hecarim just can't do anything. He's trapped alone. If
Yeah,
all three of them go in at the same time, however, then there may be some issues.
the Tristana Malphite ult can be very scary if you don't have a solid counter engage. Ashe is not mobile,
He is
and
not. Neither is Lux.
you don't like seeing you. If you see a Hecarim, you usually don't pick Ashe into it. Uh, but if they can keep the Hecarim from getting ahead, I do think that he really has to be careful with how he engages. Bans, I like to see the what's a broadcast safe term for this? I like to see the low energy, low effort mid laners banned out here. The
I
Anivia off the
agree.
table. It looks like they haven't guessed that Lux is going mid. And the Thresh does come out. Thresh does quite well into Leona, able to flay her out of her E.
Yeah, it could stop the Hecarim engage as well if he sees him start speeding up before he actually starts ramping up his speed, and they get a decent thresh hook on him before he can really get in there, get really deep in. Then there's not much he can do. The
And
Thresh is an amazing pick here.
between Ashe and Thresh and Lux, you have plenty of CC to make picks all over the map.
Ooh,
GRIN
going
going all in on the engage here with the Galley.
well. At least that'll be fun in the mid game. We won't just see them like, even if they get behind, they won't like go out with a whimper. They'll scry for some crazy plays here, which is nice. Even if they like get split up and
And if
stop
Clown Gaming gets
winning.
behind, they still have the opportunity to make picks. Things like Lux Q and Ashe ult are a lot
Crazy.
easier to make plays with than most of the stuff you see in pro play, where you're relying on your opponents making a mistake.
And the Ashe. Ooh, speaking of the ultra heavy engage comp, though, here comes the set, which makes this perfect frontline. And there's the Mordekaiser to try to cap out on that. So then, if any one of their two big champions that are going to go in, the Hecarim or the Set, gets really ahead, the Mordekaiser can ult that out, and then the other team loses a good portion of their heavy engage. They still have so much of it, though.
I really like this, though. If you ult the Hecarim out, one thing to note is Mordekaiser cannot ult Hecarim while the Hecarim is ulting.
Oh, yes, I've had that happen a good many a time.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens in this game. It looks very sad. The Mordekaiser has to walk of shame away.
Even
but
worse,
if you can,
walk of shame in.
Yeah, if you can hook the... I believe Mordekaiser is a pretty solid set counter pick. I could be wrong about that, but I've seen the matchup several times, and it often goes in the Mordekaiser's favor, despite Set usually being good into juggernauts.
Yeah. Well, it's an easier matchup for Mordekaiser. Set has more potential for damage, but Mordekaiser can play it a lot safer, and he doesn't have to do as much to win trades.
Makes sense. With the ranged Q, can farm, and I guess they're both manaless champs, so...
Yeah, it's that Set has a lot less poke, yeah. Set cannot do any attrition, really. He can regenerate some of the damage he takes with his passive, but even then, his engage is extremely short range. So, Mordekaiser would need to mess up before Set can do damage, and then Set would just play normally. Set doesn't have to mess up to take damage. Set just takes damage.
And then he heals it back up. I wonder if Mordekaiser will take Ignite, especially with the TP nerfs. Ignite
yeah.
It basically the only way you can kill Set, in my opinion, if you aren't playing someone like Quinn or something, because his health regen goes up to, what is it, 40 per second if he's on almost no HP? I've definitely seen Set
about, I
28
believe.
per second.
It depends on his maximum health.
Okay.
Early game, it can go up to like 15, which is still crazy at lower health levels. Towards the late game, once you have some tank items, it can totally go up to 40.
Yeah. Either way, it's really hard to kill off a Set if you don't have the consistent damage of a Mordekaiser.
Yeah, that depends on what the Mordekaiser's focus is going to be. I've seen Jess's Mordekaiser. I was actually casting one of his games on Monday, I believe.
So I go.
His Mordekaiser is very mechanically good, but he does try to stall out the laning phase and wait for a chance, right? So what he might do is he might just stall out this lane and just get a consistent farm lead by poking out this Set, and then just roam out later on, in which case he won't need TP, and he can take, or he won't need Ignite, and he can take TP for later on bot lane plays, maybe a second dragon.
Yeah. Well, I do want to reiterate that while it looks like GRIN has the easier to execute composition, you know, we often say give him engaged, give him CC, and give him lots of it. Clown Gaming Aristocrats has picks that don't entirely rely on team play to counter it. Either the Trundle or the Mordekaiser can just ult whoever's out of position, or you know, whoever is the best target. And if the decision making by those two players is good, it doesn't take a whole rest of the team to coordinate some anti-engage. So I really like this draft from both sides. It seems like both sides know what the game is, know what their win con is, know what their opponent's win con is, and are ready to try and execute better than the other.
Yeah, I feel like both comps are easier in different ways, right? Like,
Right.
GRIN's comp is, it's a lot easier, like, mechanically. They each press their button, but they each have to do it at about the same time. They have to sync with each other. Their communication has to be stellar, and their positioning has to be wonderful. If they want to just stay good, stay relevant, and keep on these guys, because otherwise they're going to get picked off one by one. However, on Clown's side, it's a little bit harder. There's more room for error. If they mess up in terms of positioning, there's a lot more that they could lose. But if they're getting engaged on and they're counter engaging, then they have a lot more potential for pretty much everything they want to do.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I hadn't thought about it that clown gaming relies more on individual player agency and less on the coordination between people, which, like you said, can be an advantage, can be a disadvantage.
Yeah, I've casted some of these players before. I know I've casted Jess, Captain Can't Carry. I've casted Kills. Kills' Thresh is not to be mean to the man, it's iffy at times, but sometimes it just clutches up. And then Jess is extremely consistent on Mordekaiser. He's very good. So I believe that this solid player mechanical team can just beat out, right?
Yeah, since they got comp that reasonably does have avenues to counter grins, and the champions, the players are on familiar champions to them. Mordekaiser for Jester, Lux for Easton. I believe the Ashe was also played the last time I casted Aristocrats. And it was much weaker then. It was before it got that nice buff.
That buff is very nice. I can have Sir play Nash again.
I love Ashe.
Yeah, she was my second AD carry M7, which isn't saying a lot because I only have the two.
My duo partner is basically a Seraphine one trick. He plays some Lux there, but he
It's mainly
he
Sarah.
loves Seraphine, and it's so funny playing Ashe with Seraphine because your auto's slow, and if the target's already slowed, then
Oh yeah,
Seraphine,
so then her E roots.
yeah, and double one stuns.
Oh my gosh.
It's
That's
so
crazy.
cool.
That's a bot lane I might have to start playing. If I can
Yeah,
ever
no,
find a duo
definitely.
partner.
Go to
Hmm.
Seraphine mains and post that you're an Ashe player. See if anyone takes you up on it.
Yeah. Oh wait, we're in spectator delay. Production. Do you want to like tab out or do the stream thingamajiggy? I'm not too sure.
Hey, in StarCraft, there's a period longer than this at the start of the game where people are just building their base, and the casters talk about whatever they want to. So,
Yeah. So
you
I guess
watch
we're
any
good.
movies or anything?
Um Recently no. Death and Nile came out recently and I've been wanting to see that, but the friend that I was going to see it with, who I actually saw Uncharted with today, like already saw it last week. So I'm going to have to find someone else to go see it with or just see it alone, which is sad.
No shame in doing stuff alone. I watch stuff with my sister all the time, but she's in college now, and
Yes, there's less time to really get together.
yeah, hard to coordinate stuff when you're adults.
Yeah, I still have a good 2 or 3 years left of childhood, which is nice.
Very nice.
To move on to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
there's
real
the end of
world is
Spectre
like,
delay.
hey, we're loading in.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, thanks,
Hold on.
Sams. Just keep on rumbling. On tumbling.
Yeah, the last couple times the last couple times I've loaded in from spectator, I've had the black screen thing that only gets fixed by restarting it. So let's hope that that isn't the case here. That's a Riot problem. That's not production's problem.
Yeah. Ooh, do you loading screen with all the champions portraits?
Dragon Guardian Galio. That's nice.
Yeah, that is a very nice skin. Ooh, we have TP on the Mordekaiser, so I think I might have called it.
Yeah. Ignite on the set though, and Ignite
Hmm,
is as good against Mordekaiser as it is against Set. So
it
uh,
is.
Captain can't carry. Is that
That's Jess.
okay? That is okay.
Yeah, he's a Jester player.
Yeah. Uh, we'll uh, we'll have to be really careful about the all-ins coming in from this set. With the
Yeah.
Conqueror stacked up, you
Hmm.
can kill a Mordekaiser with no escapes.
What I want to see is I want to see him just stall out this lane and just prevent Set from engaging. Because if he plays this well enough, Set will just never get in range. He doesn't have the chance.
And Set is not a great pick into this comp. Set doesn't really engage. He counter engages. And there's
Yeah.
no one really on the side of Clown Gaming Aristocrats that you want to ult off your carries. There's
Maybe
nobody
Thresh,
who
but that's a
you
maybe.
what's that?
Maybe Thresh, but that's iffy, and it depends on if kills actually goes in.
Right. And Thresh's base health is low enough that the bonus slam down from the targets. Oh no, I got.
Oh, I did too.
All right. Well, let's try reconnecting.
Yep. Dang it,
Ah,
Riot. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut to a break here. We have. I'm gonna blame Riot on this one. Okay. Are we, Oh yeah, I think we're live. Alright. Yeah, we had some technical difficulty issues, which is not on production's fault. That's entirely on Riot, 100%. Nothing to worry about.
Small indie company.
Yeah, one of these days they'll figure it out. We have a
Anyway,
classic 5-point from either team, which is boring, but it's okay.
which is kind of funny. Almost every game I've seen in these lower leagues has been a 5-point. While in solo queue, it seems like every game somebody's invading or wanting to invade.
Yeah. It's cause, no one knows what a 5-point is, except people who are on an actual team, right? I didn't know what a
That's a
5-point
good point.
was until I joined P247.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really does teach you about how to prevent coordinated things, and then it seems nobody's willing to try the coordinated things. Still, I think between a Lux and a Thresh, you have enough level 1 CC to at least threaten something.
Yeah,
Nothing's
so the
happening
5-point
yet.
is kind of boring then.
Yep. Uh-oh, Set coming in with the getting bonked. First blood goes to Captain Can't Carry. Jess up here in the top lane.
Yeah. Oh! Just saw him miss all the minions. And we already have some good trades coming out. Nothing too special, but it's not boring at least. We're seeing stuff going on.
Yeah, and we're seeing people at least try to auto trade, which, ooh, it's yeah, we're seeing Megatron get some really good autos in on this Ashe, which is what you have to be doing in this range disadvantage. Level 2 fight here. Mordekaiser procs his passive, which should mean he wins the trade, except for the Ignite.
Oh! The Flash
Flashes on
Ignite,
the
but
side.
Mordekaiser lives that, just barely.
And Mordekaiser has the TP to get back to lane, so Set has to push this into tower, has to crash it if he wants any chance of getting back in time.
Then if he crashes it, Trundle is already topside. Uh-oh. I may have disconnected. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I disconnected for a bit. And there's first blood to the Trundle!
And Hecarim walked all the way top instead of finishing blue buff, which means Trundle doesn't even fall behind for that. Ooh, Easton taking some really solid trades here in the mid lane. This is actually a fairly decent matchup for Galio, but that is once you get a couple levels under your belt. It looks like he's getting poked down enough in the early levels that it won't be as difficult for the Lux. You won't have to worry about those ease in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lux, if she doesn't try to auto these minions, can just stay out of range of Galio for laning phase. If she plays it safely and she plays it right, and she keeps her wards up and is aware of where Galio is, then there's not much that can really break the homeostasis that they got there.
Lux doesn't get to one-shot the backline minions with her E till quite later on, whereas Galio, if he's allowed to walk up, can. So, ooh, Captain Can't Carry does dodge the thing there, but he's taking quite a lot of damage from these trades. Ooh.
However,
nice.
that's...
Wait, what?
Wait a minute!
Wait a minute. That was weird.
Okay.
Hecarim
Let's see what they're going
in.
for.
Trundle could look to cover top lane here.
He could, but Dragon spawns in 30 seconds, and Hecarim has to back here. He's too low.
Yeah, hook goes wide from kills.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Sorry, kills.
Leona went biscuits. Let's count the number of Oh, is there a way to see inspiration secondary?
In the loading screen there was, but our loading screen bugged out.
Right, I think there's...
Oh yeah, if you
have to
click on the
individual
champion.
champions.
Yeah, you click on the champion and then there's a button which shows all their runes and they're like stats, I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just see. Ashe has gone for biscuits. Leona has gone for biscuits. I don't know that anyone else has.
Probably not, because you usually don't pop the biscuits immediately.
Right.
Because I know personally I don't notice them. We might see another Trundle gank here.
Another gank towards top lane. Didn't see that one coming. And it looks like he's just waiting for the thresh to... Ooh! Good shield coming in from Captain Can't Carry. And another kill goes through to the Trundle. Which, you know, it would be nice to have these kills in the Mordekaiser. But it's still
very nice.
It does mean the Trundle can go in and bully around the Hecarim if he has that pathing. Unfortunately, there's nothing for him to get here on the top side, so he will just spend some of that hard-earned money, if camping one lane can be called as hard. I'm not a salty laner. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this huge lead that the Trundle has right now gives him Tabbies and Sheen on his 6-minute back, which makes this first dragon pressure extremely easy for him, as long as Hecarim can't sneak it right now. And
it means that unless he's going mid lane, he will be able to duel anyone he walks into. He doesn't even need to set up for a laner. If the laner's backed and he's holding a wave, he can just walk up and kill people.
Yeah, he's so strong at this point. There's not much on... Unless two people come up, there's not much that can stop him. And right now, that's not looking very common. Or very likely.
He will clear out his full bot side jungle before going to the dragon. And it looks like Kong Gaming Aristocrats are getting the push in bot lane, so the dragon will be even freer. We'll see if they still have the push or... Oh! Nice! Sidesteps the set W entirely.
Okay, he chooses to play it passive so the wave keeps pushing into him. Because if he kept engaging, he would slowly kill off those minions, and he would take a lot of damage. So he's just going to let the wave come into him, and just slowly chip this man down.
He knows that his...
Ooh, set ulting.
Fight going in here, Mordekaiser ults for the extra damage. Set does dodge the W. Well,
Set still loses this.
But Mordekaiser just has damage. Oh, does he have the shield?
Set, no, please, Mordekaiser.
Wait, what is he doing?
Okay, they just both walk away from each other.
Okay, Set did have to flash away though.
Oh, and he goes back. There's the Galio ulti.
That means Lux will be able to push this in and extend the rather large CS lead that she's been growing this whole time. Ooh, that was interesting. Looks like they'll just leave kills out to die here, unfortunately, but that does mean that Megatron gets away. And Hecarim does get a successful gank off. Not falling behind in farm either, despite the rather fast clear of the Fed Trundle now.
Yes, however, he might lose this Herald for that.
That's true. Herald might be worth more than a support.
That depends on the sentimental value we give kills.
True, it did go to the Tristana, and either the Hecarim or the Tristana really has to get ahead for this comp to work. It's very low damage otherwise.
Yeah, because then their damage is mainly reliant on... Besides them, just maybe Set ultimate and his initial burst. That's it.
Right.
Oh, they might try for a tower dive on the Set. Yes, W still.
Gets ignited. He does burn the Set ignite, I guess, but Hecarim's in the area, and oh no. I don't... Oh, Easton's there to cover. That's kind of scary there.
Yeah.
Hecarim does still have ultimate, and does
it's a little sus.
On the Mordekaiser here. Oh, Easton somehow misses the ult on the Set. It must have been a Z drive. I mean, Z axis thing. Ooh, very nice pillar.
Oh, that was a beautiful combo from both of them. And there's the Set ulti in, which gets him killed.
Yeah, that was a very questionable Set ult. Maybe he was trying to pull him off the Hecarim so that the Hecarim could do more damage, but even then, I don't think... Oh, XL Physiology does not die to tower there. And Easton...
Just barely.
Oh, that's not Easton. That's Captain Can't Carry teleporting back to mid lane.
Oh.
So...
I guess that helps. He's able to catch that wave.
Yeah, doesn't miss 4 minions or so. And gets to push in the wave to make Galio fall even further behind in CS.
Yeah, because he's forced to back here. And with that pushed in, it'll even out about the time Lux gets back. And then she can push it back in at the same time bot lane pushes their wave in. So the Trundle can kind of pick and choose what he's going to do. He can keep clearing if he wants to. He can go take Dragon, depending on what Hecarim does.
I like Dragon. He does have his full jungle to clear, Oh man,
Ooh,
another gank going into his bot lane here.
there's a hard engage. Oh, there's the teleport coming in from Easton.
Man, did you see the bomb damage on Tristana already? Tristana with nothing more than a noon quiver and a
Vapor Scepter, yeah.
does almost half of Ash's health with a bomb. So
Yeah.
this Tristana is scaling up quickly, getting 3 kills already.
Yeah, that was exactly the lead that they needed. Ooh,
Lux,
beautiful pick.
Does get picked off here. But there are 3 members of GRIN in the area compared to the 2. Ooh, lots of damage here onto the Mordekaiser. But we do see already that lead from the Trundle, forcing Galio to flash away, with his team unable to cover on the to get over the pillar.
Yep, and now the Aristocrats have their bot lane back. There's not much that GRIN can do right now. Unless they go for steal here, which I could see working. Alright. First Dragon goes to Aristocrats.
And it is the Hextech Drake, which ability haste is quite nice on very many of these champions. I guess not on the Trundle as much. Although some Trundles... Ooh! Fight going in here. The Hecarim has to ult out, which significantly decreases his ganking power. It looks like they're actually continuing to go... Oh no, they do back away. Which means
Hecarim was forced to ghost as well. That was incredible for the side of Aristocrats. Oh, we see an engage!
Captain Can't Carry winning that just barely and being saved by his Triumph proc. Both, actually...
Triumph proc and a level up, I believe.
Yeah. So he is now a level up on the set, has a lot more gold, and looks like he'll complete that... whatever the Leeching Leer upgrades into. The...
Omni... Scepter? I don't know. A Riftmaker.
Riftmaker.
That's what it is.
There it is. The
we can
Riftmaker,
also
which
see...
is really good in the extended fights against the set.
And the extended fights against the Hecarim and the Galio. So as long as she doesn't get blown up by the Tristana later on, if Tristana cannot push this lead in and keep snowballing, then he's going to get a lot of mileage out of that. He's also going to get a lot of mileage out of his... Oh!
Fortunately, he does not get taunted within the tower range, which means they can dive this.
Or Easton can just destroy him. I see what you mean earlier when you said Easton is incredible at the Lux. I have seen him miss a grand total of 1 skill shot this game, and it was his E axis there.
Yeah, it was his E, and it was because I remember that. I remember the one we watched. And I don't remember exactly what caused it, but he didn't just miss it. Someone got pulled off of it or something.
That man is like a Lux prodigy.
Yeah,
which
I think
is
Captain Can't Carry can keep pushing this.
He can. He has so much damage. He has so much tankiness.
Yeah, Rift Herald does go down here, farming in the bot lane, going very well for the Tristana. So we do want to see that Tristana focused a little bit, but it's just a Tristana. She doesn't even have an enchant or anything. So if we get a Lux Q, which is very easily set up by the Trundle pillar,
or even just
Trundle
Thresh
and
Hook,
both have ways to cancel the Tristana jump if she's ever out of position. So it's not the end of the world that Tristana's fed, even though obviously you'd prefer it to not happen.
Very her lead. Play. Yeah, Jess is playing this lane incredibly well. I honestly thought that he would just stall it out and kind of just let the flow take him, but the persistent aggression from Demon Top on the side of GRIN. Oh,
that was very well.
There goes Megatron.
On the side of GRIN.
It was. Oh.
What's that?
Oh, nothing. I just saw the damage Easton pulled out on that Tristana. I thought it wasn't much, but then I saw it went through her shield though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ganks that Wajefe, the Hecarim for GRIN, keeps putting down in this bot lane is trying to even out the pressure this Trundle had on top lane and mid lane here. It's trying to even out this odd, try to get little bits ahead, but this Herald bot lane might just get rid of that lead. Yep, and there goes first tower.
The first tower, yep. They might even get a second charge here, since Tristana's going... Ooh,
oh, we see Galio TP bot lane. So, Hecarim's behind him as well. This might be Easton's pick out.
Hecarim does actually ult into the Lux ult. Lux is in a bit of a problem here. I think she dies. Tristana just rocket jumps on top of her and does get that off. The other two members... Oh, very nice double ultimate. That is... Tristana ult is a... Oh, Tristana's dead.
Uh-oh. She's very dead.
Physiology dies here as well in the turn.
Unfortunate.
But overall, that was worth 2 for 4, and although the 900 gold shutdown on Easton does go over to... Who does it go over to?
I'm pretty sure it went to Tristana.
It did go to Tristana, right. He rocket jumped on top of him, which led to his death. So this Tristana is getting huge. And did go the shield bow instead of the Kraken Slayer, which is more common on Tristanas. Second tower also goes over to the side of Clown Gaming Aristocrats, and they've built up a 5,000 gold lead. So this Tristana is really going to have to make the hero play. Really going to have to position perfectly, not get hit by any skill shots, and just pump away at the front line. And hope that your own front line can survive long enough.
They actually get an engage off. Going into the second dragon, it looks like most of GRIN is still topside. It looks like they're just giving this. Which is an acceptable decision. This 5k gold lead is not something you can surpass with mechanical skill right now. They just have to try to make back the difference, see if they can farm back up.
Also, fortunately for GRIN, Leona might get caught here, getting hit by the Ash Arrow. Very nice, which means she does get caught by the everything from Lux. Oh, Tristana! Can they interrupt the jump? Oh, no.
They did not interrupt the jump, but they're still trying for a dive? Ooh, they popped the shield bow. That was quite beneficial.
And Easton misses his first skill shot that matters. But they might even get pushed down mid here. Hecarim is coming up to support, but they have to not get hit by any skill shots, and mid tower goes down.
Yeah. Ooh, it's an Infernal Rift, and we have objective bounties for the side of GRIN.
Mordekaiser TP's to... Oh! Disgusting.
Absolutely brutal.
Ooh, very
Oh, there's
nice.
a flash set ulti onto kills.
Secures the kill on the support, which is... It's something. It's not an objective bounty, but it is gold. Oh! Wait.
Uh-oh. It's not very good. Actually, Easton and Physiology might just be able to 2v4 this.
Yeah, no, there's too much... Oh my word!
Oh, never mind!
They are able to 2v4 this triple kill for XL Physiology, and he's just massive. Besides, he's not going to dive the set because of the amount of CC you can pull up. His cooldowns are back up, so that's a wise decision, but man! That is some disgusting tankiness.
That was an incredible engage from the side of GRIN. And that was an amazing engage as well, but Physiology and Easton were just too ahead to make up the difference.
If that hits Tristana, she's dead. That would have been a 4.5 second stun at that range.
Which is enough time for basically the heat death of the universe.
Yeah, I think you only need half of that for Physiology to go in and chomp him a time or two.
Maybe even a quarter.
It is interesting that Ashe has the longest stun in the game. I mean, that's basically a Dota stun. There's Echo W, which is 3 seconds. There's Morgana Q, which is a bind, which is also 3 seconds.
Nico Root's 3 seconds.
Is there anything else more than 2.25?
Nico Root, it's 3 seconds when empowered at max rank.
Really?
Yes, it's cancerous and I don't like it.
I should play more Nico. I used to play Nico, but I got kind of upset with her being weak for a long time and Riot not paying attention.
Yeah, that's reasonable. And then there's a lot of 2.5 or 2.75 second stuns that are on like ultimates. I know Renata ulti is, and then Amumu ulti, and then a few others.
Yeah. Right. Second, Rift Herald also goes over to the side of...
If they can get in the next 15 seconds.
Ooh, yeah, good point. It looks like they will be able to. If they hit DI, yep, they do. And more importantly, it doesn't go over to the side of GRIN, because those objective bounties for the Rift Herald and for the Tier 2 towers, for the Tier 1 towers, they stack up really fast.
Yes, those could be game changers. They could put GRIN back on the map right now. Because right now, their only source of damage is Tristana. And they still have CC with the rest of them, but they just don't have the damage to really do much to even their backline as Easton and Megatron.
Can Clown Gaming Aristocrats pop this tower before they lose any of their own tier 1s?
I think they might be able to, if they can keep sieging this.
Leona, ooh, set. This would be a great opportunity to set ult.
It would be, but he
looks like
chooses not to. He doesn't want to fight it.
I feel like that was the opportunity.
Nope, there it goes. Tristana actually is able to flash out.
Tristana is able to flash out despite getting hit by... Oh, good damage from the Lux coming through. The counter kill goes down onto the AD carry of Aristocrats. But overall, as a team fight, slight win for them. They have enough of a health advantage that they might be able to get this tower before Tristana and Hecarim can come back and save it.
Yes, that was actually an amazing play. That was an amazing reactive counter engage on the side of GRIN. Their CC synced up really well. They mixed their set ulti and their Galio ulti to get, pretty sure, a 3-man knockup with the Galio R. But it just wasn't enough.
And they managed to kill the AD carry, but
not who you want to look
carry
for.
is far from the only source of damage here. Lux's cooldowns are getting fairly low at this point in the game. Level 13, which means she has a rank 5 E and is that a rank 4 Q? Something like that?
13 both. Potentially. I doubt it. Look at that shield.
He is level 5 on both E and Q, putting them at a...
I'm pretty sure it's like 5-ish seconds for each.
9 seconds on the Q and 6 on the E. So that is a bit longer. Once he starts getting some CDR, he went for the Void Staff second item. I don't know how I feel about Void Staff. But I guess there are 2 tanks in the enemy team.
Well, oh, he bought an entire Shadow Flame on that back. So I guess he's just going full magic bet.
And he's just going for the one-shot build. You know, he's not looking to throw his E out for poke. He's looking to hit a Q and one-shot you no matter who you are. So I don't hate it.
Yeah, it makes for some interesting gameplay. Makes for some pops. Like a tomato. Oh, while we're talking about that, third dragon went to the side of Aristocrats. One more, and they can get this Infernal Soul, and Lux's damage will really shoot up.
No kidding.
Might be looking to force a Baron here.
Even Ash's damage will really start hurting. Objective bounty looks like it will go over to set here.
I don't think that's worth
the
a
Infernal
Baron.
Soul will really hurt even on someone like Ash. I don't know for certain whether it procs on Trundle Pillar or not.
I might have to do some research on that, because I'm not too sure. It might only be on damaging effects.
Trundle Pillar used to do 1 true damage. For the sake of triggering tower aggro. But I believe at some point they changed... We said he's not looking for poke, but takes Tristana down to half health.
Oh, she went down to 1 with the Ash arrow.
And that was through her shield bow.
That was a delicious long range... What would you call that? An engage? I wouldn't call it poke, because that was more of like a stab.
Just hit somebody... She was walking away even, rocket jumping away, so just... Ooh. Engage stuffed here. But
nope, the engage goes back on Easton.
Good bind from Lux. XL Physiology does get out, and the attempt to go in by the... Excuse me, the Galio is saved by the timely arrival of Captain Can't Carry on the Mordekaiser. And with all 5, I think they're just going to push it down and end the game here. I don't think they even need the Baron.
I'm not sure. I feel like they might be able to, but it depends on... Yeah, it looks like they're backing off here. They are not confident they can do it with that amount of minions. So they might just go for this Baron here, or just drain jungle.
It can be scary facing down that fed of a Tristana alive when your health bars are low. If she starts getting the resets, it's pretty nasty. But Leona didn't have ult, Hecarim didn't have ult. I think they still don't, in fact, for this Baron contest, and I believe the Baron will be gone before they... Yeah, they're not even going to try to contest. So, I don't mind it. Take the safe play. There's no way you lose with the Baron, right?
Well, I wouldn't count on it. It actually got surprisingly close to killing Easton, which is like the big thing that GRIN needs to do right now. If they can kill Easton, that opens up a lot of avenues. They might be able to kill Trundle then, because this damage is more... It's very melee, it's very over time, right? So if they can kill off Easton here, then they might be able to just continuously CC Trundle and prevent him from doing enough damage to really out-heal the constant DPS.
And
Which is probably the only way they're going to win a fight.
Tristana very smartly did go for the Lord Dominic's second item, which, while normally it cuts down your damage as an AD carry, it lets Tristana go IE third, and then you will melt this Trundle, no matter how far ahead he is, and no matter how much armor he wields. So,
QMPD's third.
Saying, just stall, I will carry. You know, we scale. We scale,
Yeah,
guys.
She'll get there eventually. About the same time that Set will get more tank items, and Hecarim will finish off his man immune, I guess, and start actually dealing damage. And Galio will start also doing damage because he'll start getting some of those Mage Bruiser items.
Yeah, I believe Hecarim's going for the Fimblewinter, the new item. Oh man, that poke right onto the Leona.
Well, I wish he was going for the new item, but
His
looks like...
ultimate.
Yeah.
But he hits another E, and that E is basically an ultimate on its own with how fed he is. Even on
I
the
think
tank,
it might
you
even
can
be
see-
more damage.
Oh. Saving Private Easton? Wow, he's not even at low HP.
Nope.
And you
Same
can see
Private
how
East.
much damage this Trundle takes, even with how much damage this Trundle takes from the Tristana, even with a nice snipe, almost a double snipe from Easton there. His ult being back up with the 30-second cooldown it's on.
30 seconds.
And it looks
Oh,
like
that's gonna be
the-
game.
Offensive GGs are coming out. Oh, I guess in League you just GG no matter what. Yeah. The
All right.
GGs come out from 3 people, and Cloud Gaming Aristocrats takes the first game.
That was an incredible game on Aristocrats' part. They kind of just, like, tore them apart slowly but surely, just methodically just ruining any chance that they had for a comeback. I believe that GRIN could have won if they could have stalled out the game for another 15 minutes, which is not going to happen.
And
Aristocrats
the
just
team
didn't
fighting
let
from
them.
GRIN did look pretty spicy. We saw a couple multi-man Hecarim ults and multi-man Galio ults, and if they weren't 5,000 gold behind at 15 minutes or whatever it was, that could have been really different.
Yeah, their
So-
actual cohesion and mechanical, like, their mechanical skill and their cohesion as a team was amazing. It's just they lost individually and they were set too far back.
Yep, but I wouldn't count them out in game 2. There's still an opportunity to come back, and I like to see them draft this comp again because they played it really well, and they have that team cohesion that you said you want to that you said they'll need to get off what they're doing. And if they can just not fall so far behind early, well, Aristocrats did settle for these team fights. They didn't avoid them and look for picks. And if Aristocrats handshakes more team fights while not ahead so much gold, maybe we'll have a more exciting series.
Yeah, I'm gonna be entirely honest. It was looking very exciting, and then it just... it was just the same thing over and over again. They tried to kill Easton, but he was just too powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, particularly that turnaround mid lane where it looked like they were going to pick him off and then they got a double kill. I think that was sort of the turning point of the game for me, where I said, well, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah. Because at that point, how are you going to come back, even theoretically? There's not much you can do, even if they mess up a little bit. They would have to just purely int for anything to go wrong with them. Which Aristocrats is thankfully good enough to not do. Not throw away their lead here.
And let's see if any of their particular comfort champions get banned out. Because the Mordekaiser very handily, shut down the set. Man, very handily shut down the set. And Lux, as always, it's Easton's best pick by far. And I really think teams aren't doing their scouting when they just let Easton have Lux again and again and again, because he's just insane on this champion.
Well, to be fair, they did first pick it, and they didn't have bans. So
Yeah,
I
and
feel like
there's a
that
reason
wasn't
they
their
first
fault.
pick it. Oh, they didn't have bans. Oh, you're right. Oh, I feel kind of sorry for them now.
Yeah, there was no stopping them.
Yeah, no, you're right. When I've casted Aristocrats in the past, teams just let them have it. But
Which is the
you're right.
opposite of
We
what you
can't
want, yeah.
blame GRIN here. They do only have one ban loss this time around since they're playing with only one E-sub. So maybe we'll see the Lux ban.
I kind of hope we see the Lux ban. I want to see Easton do well on a different champion. I want to see him do the same thing on someone more exciting to watch.
Can we agree to call GRIN's jungler wife instead of would you
With
feel?
Jefe, it depends on you. If you decide to just call him wife, I'll stop calling him Wajefe. But I think Wajefe is kind of funny.
Maybe we should ask him.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey,
Hey,
jungler,
Wajefe.
is your name pronounced wife?
Or is it Wajefe?
Or is it Wajefe? We're waiting on a response from
Try to make it
name
clear it's an
pending.
important casting question. He likes to think which.
Pop-Tart Deluxe lolling here, but we don't have an answer yet from the man himself.
I've
Oh,
heard it both
I've
ways.
heard it both ways, he says. But it's supposed to be white.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right. Caster link.
I guess we'll just have to call him wife.
Yeah, it looks like they're sending one. Wait,
That's a different link.
that's a different link. Okay.
Okay,
All
physiology
right.
is just a nerd. Okay, so it just sounds like we're talking to ourselves.
Thank you, production. We'll move into casting the game soon. So here's the draft. It looks like they haven't actually started the draft, but some link confusion. We do have the correct draft now, as far as we know. It is just they haven't started drafting yet. So what you're seeing is where we are.
What if you guys DM me that link through Discord? I don't have League of Legends open.
Oh, okay. Do you want to
Thank
try
you.
again?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I guess less opportunities for it to go wrong.
Yeah, less room for mechanical error on my part. It has happened before. Yeah, and it's like different things every time usually. Like the black thing where everything's black except the tower is pretty common. But then the rejoining thing where it says it'll regain player control in 0 seconds, that's a new one. I haven't seen that.
That happens to me almost every. Oh no, that one I've only seen that one once or twice.
Oh, we're seeing bans.
Renata does get banned. I believe that's just the placeholder disabled ban. Trundle gets banned, which I don't mind. He was a huge part of their success in the early game, and he countered their comp. So if they want to go for the same comp again, same bans coming out from Aristocrats. Maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah. Ooh, ban the Lux. Ban the Lux. Ban the Lux. Yeah, there you are,
Does
Grid.
get banned. Let's see if Easton plays the reworked Ari or something. They do get to first pick, so they can first pick champion for either their jungler or their mid, which is what I'm expecting based on the priority of these players in terms of their comfort champions.
Yeah, I expect a jungle pick because from what I've heard from you, primarily, Easton is mainly confident on the Lux. Ooh, first pick AD carry as Jinx.
The Jinx.
Interesting.
Jinx, I like to think of as the best AD carry right now. In pro play, people prefer Caitlyn because of her just insane pushing power and ability to get that first tower gold, ability to get dragons, that kind of thing. But
He
Jinx
just
has
has
actually a
better
fairly good
CC.
matchup into the Caitlyn and the Aphelios. And it's not going to be any of those. It's going to be the Misfortune, a solo queue terror
Oh,
coming out as the AD carry on
that is
Mighty Grin.
mean. That is not very nice. I don't see Jinx winning anything with her early game, so it might not have a very eventful bot lane unless the junglers really go in hard on trying to give one of these AD carries a huge lead. Otherwise, I imagine it'll kind of staccato out, and they'll just even out eventually. But then later on, Jinx is going to get ahead. So unless this Jin Zhao pick from GRIN is able to get GRIN's MF ahead, then I imagine Jinx will just outpace her at every stage of the game.
Xin Zhao, more like win now. My duo partner and I just lost against this pick, so I'm biased, but I think Xin Zhao is so strong.
He
Especially into
is.
range carries like Jinx. He just doesn't take, I mean, literally, he doesn't take damage from them. And he does immense amounts of damage himself, even in the late game where he's supposed to fall off. So I think Xin Zhao is a great pick early, a great pick late, and if you can play him, why not play him?
Yeah, I personally like to compare him to Aurelia because he feels like a tank assassin bruiser fighter juggernaut, right?
Yeah, exactly. Will the Soraka come out here?
Ooh, I would love to see a Soraka here. Ooh, Leona Oriana? Ooh. I tapped out
Morgana
for a second. This is my first time seeing these.
Morgana coming in, which I don't love. It's fine into Leona, I suppose. Leona doesn't have a good way of breaking the Morgana shield and protects people from getting picked if the Morgana's near them, prevents them from getting picked by the Leona ultimate at long range. But it feels like Morgana doesn't do enough in lane to punish this potentially quite weak lane of Jinx Leona. I would have loved to see something like a Karma so that you can make sure you have the push. Something like the Soraka, even, that they
Yeah,
made.
or even like a hook champion, even to just go really hard into attempting to stop this Jinx from getting anything off early game.
Right. Nautilus has a fairly good matchup into Leona. It's at least, I mean, it's playable for both sides, but you can
Yeah.
definitely pick Nautilus and punish the Jinx if she ever steps a tiny bit off.
Yeah. Blitzcrank's always a consistent choice as well.
Zac and Jarvan banned out, so they're really targeting the jungle position,
And
whereas
there's Shen
CTA,
Fiona for the other side.
yeah, I think Kiana's fairly weak right now, but she is one of those champions that when a player's strong on her, when a player knows her limits, she looks very unfun to play against. So I don't mind the ban if they did their scouting and found that GRIN plays the Kiana in either the mid lane. Well, I guess it would be the mid lane here. Lissandra gets picked.
Oh, now that makes for a very interesting team composition. Because Lissandra's initial engage is quite slow, but if she can get in and ulti herself if she starts dying, or someone else if she doesn't start dying, and if she's able to engage at the same pace and tempo as Jin Zhao, then I believe Grin may be able to just outpace this Olaf pick here.
Great pick here. Not
That is a
only
wonderful pick. Oh my goodness.
not only does it immune the huge amounts of CC coming from Morgana and Lissandra, not only can it duel the Xin Zhao early, it even helps paper over the point where GRIN is going to be strongest, which is in that mid game when people are on their first legendaries. Jinx really isn't that strong on her first legendary, whereas Misfortune can absolutely pop people with her ult.
And there's the
Lissandra,
Ornn for the late game pressure as well. It looks like Aristocrats comp is just incredible at these later stages of the game. So
I
as long
think,
as yeah,
yeah, unquestionably, Aristocrats have won the draft so far, but again, it's always down to execution. And if GRIN is picking comfort picks, we saw last game how strong comfort picks can be for when it comes to that execution. And if Lissandra can start roaming around, ooh, I don't like that.
Ooh, what is it? Renette.
R5
That's
Renekton.
not very good.
He's just not a strong champion right now.
He's not strong, and he doesn't even do that well into Ornn. Ornn
No.
can actually outduel him after level 4 or 3, I believe. Once he
Renekton's one of
starts
those
getting some W
champions that
damage.
sees play and pro play no matter what, just because of how ridiculously well how well suited his kit is to pro play. He bullies the lane early and then turns into sort of a aggro magnet late. But if
This
he's not even
situation,
being played in pro play right now, he's just that weak.
and even outside his weakness, into this team, into the Leona, Orianna, Olaf, Ornn, where he's just...
chompers. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're not going to get on to an Olaf or an Ornn. They're going to unstoppable your stun. And then you're not going to get on to Orianna or Jinx. You're not going to get to their backline there because they have so much CC. They have so much peel. You're just not doing anything as this pick.
I dislike Red 5 Renekton in the best of times, and this is far from the best of times. The only saving grace, I suppose, is that he is an early game pick. And between the Xin Zhao and the Misfortune, they will want to snowball the early game. So maybe they're saying, okay, we got crushed last game. Let's take our comfort picks. Let's get ahead early and end it before whatever their comp is trying to do comes through.
Yes, before Ornn hits level 13, and Jinx starts getting her mythics, and Jinx starts getting the upgrades, and Orianna starts getting the AoE CC with the Leona, and everything starts getting destroyed for GRIN.
Yeah, I mean, if these teams are in the mid, if these teams are on equal footing going into the mid game, I just can't possibly see GRIN winning even a skirmish. I mean, who do you kill in a 2v2 or a 3v3? Yep.
Okay, thank you, production, also known as the voices inside my head. Yeah, final thoughts. I believe Aristocrats won this draft, so we're gonna go on a break for a little bit while we do in-game draft and in-game loading screen. So we'll be back in a bit. All right, and here we are with game 2 of GRIN against the Clown Gaming Aristocrats. And it looks like we have another 5-point setup.
Nobody taking any risks here, and I don't mind it here nearly as much as I did the last time. The last time I thought they had enough pick that they were really missing out on some potential wards at least, but you know, safety.
Yeah,
No
here there's a
barrier.
lot of risk for either side with not much to gain.
Right, and from a player perspective, I really do prefer the 5-point. I hate invades. I hate being on either side of them.
Yeah, they
So
just feel awkward and clunky
yeah,
unless everything goes
ooh,
perfect.
a sort of delayed
Actually,
invade coming in from Grid. Oh, they got
oh,
a gold.
all right, that's it. Jungle diff. It's all over.
And it went
It's
to
GG.
MF. MF is up 1 CS over Jinx. That's infinitely more CS.
Yes, that's not even like comparable. There's no grounds for anything. How is Jinx gonna make this back? It's all over for her.
Jinx is already pretty weak in lane, so this is just going to be awful. On a more serious note, MF took Longsword 3 pots, which is a
Extremely
it's
defensive
stronger
choice.
against poke and weaker in all ins. But against the Jinx Leona, the only thing they can do in lane is all in. So I would think it's more likely that you take Longsword 3 pots against the Morgana and the MF, not on this side of the.
Yeah, it almost makes you wonder if he just like pressed the recommended and bought the wrong thing, and then just had to go with it because he already left this. I'm not too sure.
Jinx
We
has
might
missed
see.
like 3
Yeah.
minions already, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
But I guess they just want to push so that they don't get level 2'd. Actually, that sounds reasonable. Give up a few CS so that you don't have a delayed level 2 and get bullied off even more. Mid
Fair
lane
enough.
going well for the Orianna in these early levels, as expected.
Ooh, looks like Captain Cat Carry at the top lane is he's just chilling. Like this Renekton's not gonna be able to do anything if he keeps playing normally.
And Renekton, in his effort to get a damage on the first wave, did give up 4 CS of the first 2 waves. So for all you aspiring top laners out there, I think that's one of the most important or one of the easiest things to fix in top lane is focus on CSing first and everything else second, because if you can get a health lead and bully them off more CS, that's one thing. But if you're giving up CS and not getting anything off of it, well, you're losing yourself the lane.
Yeah, like at that point, it's not even like a skill thing. It's just you messing up. Like if you're even just playing against nothing, then you're still losing. Oh, we already have a flash out from Pop-Tart.
And kills mistimed the Black Shield a little bit, did Q right the second before the Black Shield wore off, instead of the second after. But, goes in again, and Jinx unfortunately could not get a W off there, or get even a rocket off, so doesn't take advantage of Leona's extra damage. Man, I feel like a rapper or something.
Don't worry, we'll see DJ Amethyst 5 out here in like 10 years. We're seeing it in
and Olaf ganks. Does he have Ghost? He does have Ghost. He decides not to pop it because Xin is there for the counter gank. I don't know if he saw Xin or if he just thought, Renekton Xin Zhao is scary enough that
yeah,
I don't want to risk it. And, he's up a camp already, so he's doing Olaf things. He's getting ahead in the early game, which not many champions can do reliably against Xin Zhao, but,
we're seeing more trades
coming in, more top lane. Remember
Is
that
it even
do favor Captain Can't Carry on the Ornn, both because he outscales and because he gets the permanent health from that grasp.
Basically everything Captain does in this lane is going to benefit him in some way. There's not very much that Demon Top on the Renekton can do to change this lane state, except just call for wife to babysit him, which isn't gonna happen. Speaking of,
Kills it looked like he almost went over the wall there.
That's 2 flashes out.
But first blood goes over, and Jinx, I think Jinx could have kept. Hey, what's this?
Hey, direct to camera, please.
What's this? Okay.
Okay, it's fine. Nothing else happened, but
Ooh, gets the 600 range auto attack off. I mean, I knew Ornn has more poke than a ranged top laner, but this is ridiculous.
Oh, wait a minute. He
Yeah,
might
this
kill
might be a
this.
solo kill.
What in
Can
the
you
world?
flash for it? Flash Q?
Yeah! There we are, Jess.
Good stuff. And Dragon goes over to Clown Gaming Aristocrats. So, at this point, Grin's mental is probably just broken. I mean, you pick
sad.
an early game comp, you say, well, we'll pressure the Ornn off his tower, we'll get some dives in with the power of this Renekton Xin Zhao, we'll set up ganks with the Lysandra, and then it's not even level... Well, I guess the mid laners are now level 6, but
it's only 6 minutes in, man. It's only 5 minutes after minions have spawned, and it's already a 1k gold diff. With no flashes in the bot lane, or for Xin, or for anyone, actually. They've all had to flash away defensively.
Not to mention, Jinx has already gotten a good back off. MF is up quite a bit of CS, so she will be able to back and buy a item advantage. So that's nice, at least.
Our Renekton does no damage.
More tank, Ornn headbutts the wall out of anger there. And takes a nice fat Q. So, some better play coming through from Demon Top, and he does begin to make up some of that CS deficit he is in against an Ornn. Not a position you want to be in. I don't think you want to freeze this Ornn. You cannot freeze against a Renekton, and you don't have any reason to have a minion wave coming.
He's still trying. Which is admirable in its own way. He loses a whole bunch of health, and he loses like 3 of those mage minions because he tried.
Yeah. Man, every time we cut to Easton, we see him landing a QW on this Lysandra, and that really is the weakness of Lysandra, right? That relatively short range when compared to a true mage. Like, ooh, good sidestep.
Oh, what a trade on Jess's part. Like, we could see some of that mechanical skill. You could really tell that this Renekton is Demon Top's... It is a comfort pick for him. But even then, Jess is just mechanically outplaying this guy. Like, we've seen some questionable wave management, which is fair enough, but it's just base skills are... They're just good. Like, they're solid.
And that was either some good communication or... Ooh, Morgana does Black Shield the...
Oh, and she dies anyway, because she continues to go in. Oh, never mind, she flashes out. Here. Easton, stop greeting! Okay, he's good.
He gets the kill and he gets out. Disgusting.
Yeah. Man.
This is just better players. I mean... This is just better play, at least.
Yeah, maybe not better players, but definitely better play. I'm just gonna say, if he let me call him Mujefe, then he'd probably would have won that fight. That's
quite possible. But we are Clown Gaming casters, so I had to call him wifey. Sometimes it takes a real jungler to be the best girl.
Well, in that case, even then he wouldn't be best girl. He'd be... He's just a side grade, man. Cannot deny physiology is the wifey over the wife this game.
Feels bad, man. You're not even the best girl in your own story. Well, he does pick up the Rift Herald, despite also picking up the Dragon and being up in CS. So this Olaf is just running Xin Zhao around the map. He's level 6, I believe almost level 7 to Xin Zhao just hit 6 now, so he's not that far behind. But man, this Olaf still has his whole jungle to clear. Clearing 2 camps at once with the neat trick that many junglers are now doing.
Yeah, that delicious 2022 strat. Which, like, no one figured out before, or, like, they changed jungle camps so that didn't insta-kill you. Oh, they're actually giving the blue to Lysandra. Please don't reset.
I know, okay. I was holding my breath there. Lysandra does pick up the blue without too much trouble, and for all the bullying that we've seen Easton put down, Lysandra actually has stayed fairly even in lane due to Easton's, I guess, attempts at roams or being scared of the jungle or whatever's causing him to miss quite a bit of CS so far.
Yeah. Sadly, being scary is all that we've seen Wife be good for. We've seen him show up top lane to dissuade ganks. We've seen him show up mid lane to make Orianna step back. But besides that, he's not doing much substantially.
And Kills is playing like an absolute Giga Chat on this Leona, just running people down, just walking at them. Doesn't even have mobility boots. Were mobility boots nerfed?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think they were. Oh, they upped their price. That's what they did. The actual item
Right.
itself is still the same.
Oh, the brittle wears off of
He doesn't have
the
any.
Renekton, which means he doesn't. Oh, that's
Why'd you kill that way?
awkward. And he dies
Yeah.
for it. If there's
It's-
one thing Renekton and Xin Zhao have in the early game, it's consistent damage to a tank.
Yeah, you cannot deny it. That was probably the best thing they could have done there. They played that really well.
And they need
That's
to keep doing that. They need
Yeah,
to
if
get
they can
some
do
of
that another like 4 or 5 times, they might be able to edge their way back in.
2 plates also going over to the Renekton versus none having been taken on the side of the Orin, despite him winning this lane. Ooh. Easton really dodging these ganks pretty... Ooh!
Oh, never mind.
He
Oh.
does get a 1-for-1. Might even get... Ooh, gets pretty
Aw.
close to a 1-for-2 there. But does go down, and a 1-for-1 is good when you're behind, so I don't mind the play. A lot invested from GRIN, but you have to invest in your future if you're gonna get anywhere with it. You can't just hope that people give you free money.
Looks like this was a bad investment because they popped the Herald mid. Olaf gets all of these waves. He gets 2 plates off of that, and it looks like he may be able to get this dragon.
Yeah, I guess they wanted Herald pressure for Dragon, but Kills being a bit too much of a Giga Chad here. He's surviving for absolutely ages. He might even live here. No. Oh!
Yeah,
No,
no.
he
It was
down.
looking quite close for him.
They do get the Drake, and it will be a Ocean Drake. So having those two, the 2 early Drakes picked up will put you in a nice position to get the Soul later on. And Ocean Drake on Olaf, Ornn, Leona.
Oh, it is brutal. There is not much that the side of GRIN will be able to do if they are able to get this Ocean Soul. And right now, they just don't have the damage or the consistency to really contest these objectives. We might see what happens in these 5 minutes, but at the moment, I just don't see it. Oh!
Jinx ult does hit the Xin, but he was ulted, so... Oh, another ult missed, but it looks like he'll be dead anyway. Can he get the counter kill? No.
Okay.
XL Physiology, despite having no... Oh, I guess he has the pickaxe for damage, but just Olaf's space damages in the early game are crazy. And with an Orianna behind him, he doesn't even fall off as hard as he might otherwise.
Yeah. Even if he stops doing damage, he still has the people behind him, and he still has the shielding and the support to just move forward and act as that initial engage, even if all he is really doing is walking forward.
Fights going all over here. Leona does live. Really late cleanse from Metatron, but they might get the kill anyway. Yep, looks like they will.
Do.
Ooh, lots of damage coming out here from MF, but she does not have her ultimate. I think if MF has an ultimate there, it's a kill, but she used it to kill Leona last time.
Yeah. You know what?
So-
If Jinx is able to shove in this wave, she might be able to, like, keep them under tower as she gets her ulti back. It's coming back. It's back. She
Ooh.
might be able to get this kill here. Up.
Completely misses.
Well,
Maybe
actually,
trying
no.
to
She
predict
hit.
the
She
flash.
hit MF. She actually was able to hit MF. It was just off the screen.
Right, but you don't kill MF. You kill...
Yeah, it was just poke
More-
damage, I guess. It was for
Yeah,
fun.
I guess.
Can't fault my
Maybe...
Just try.
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh,
Okay.
going in really deep
Kills!
here, kills. Does go down to the last proc of MF.
Alright, Megatron, what
And
you want to do
very
here is...
nicely
Okay.
played. E onto the ult. Jinx cannot get out of there without flash, and she does not have flash. Olaf
we have
wanting to run
Physiology
down
going
2
for a
people.
counter. 3 people even.
If Morgana got hit by a single axe, she's dead, so that was a little brave, but everyone does get out, despite the very scary Olaf.
That play was actually incredible for the side of GRIN. They turned, I'm pretty sure, a 3k gold lead for Aristocrats down to a 1k. And now, because of their overall more consistent farming? Yeah, it looks like an overall more consistent farming on the side of everyone. Just a lot of jungle pressure differences. Then they might be able to eke back a gold lead for themselves if they can stall out this game and prevent objectives. Not even like try for objectives, but just poke out Aristocrats and stop them from taking them safely.
And the shining light for them in both of these games so far has been the AD carry. Has been Sun, Peanut Butter, and whatever PBF stands for. Public Broadcasting Fund, Public Butterscotch Fund, whatever. Sun PBF over here has been very getting the better of his counterpart in both games. He did get more help, but still, he's been able to carry that advantage and push it further. Get his team from having no hope at all into a position where, you know, if this MF does land a big ult, if the Tristana had gotten a bunch of resets, there's the potential for something.
Yeah, MF is the enemy protagonist of GRIN, which is okay. It's what it needs to be. Oh, we're seeing some heavy engage from the side of GRIN.
And the ult doesn't even go off.
This is some incredibly coordinated ganks on the side of GRIN here. Are we in the mid game now? Can I call this mid game like skirmishes? Sure. Their mid game skirmishes have actually been really good and really well coordinated.
Oh. Directin dies to the Ornn count.
Damage.
I don't know what you call that. 200 years, man.
I would not call that 200 years to the Ornn.
Ornn's damage.
Ornn is a top laner, so therefore he cannot be 200 years.
True. Morgana sidesteps the W. The pink ward does go down, so I'd call it successful, even though she took a couple hundred health off. And it looks like Clown Gaming will have their cake and eat it too. They will commit their top laner to top lane and still get the dragon.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, but there are 4 members of each in the side, and MF, if she gets a good dragon, a good MF ult over this.
Yeah, it looks like she might be able to right now. There's the Morgul ult.
Does ult the dragon.
Wait, okay.
And outsmited by XL Physiology. Cannot be CC'd by the attempt there. Oh, the Jinx zap aimed for Lissandra hits Morgana because Lissandra died. So I think Olaf's just gonna dive here. Nope, doesn't want to take more tower shots than he actually does take.
That was way too close.
Yep.
Did you just blink? Says Ornn. Huh. That's something I missed. I don't know.
Well, in the end, it is a 2-for-0 to the side of Aristocrats. And
I believe so. Yes.
So, in the end, very good for Aristocrats, but the gold lead is still within 2,000. The early game comp for GRIN allowing them a lot more freedom than they did in the last game, and we'll see if some of this coordination we're seeing between the Xin Zhao and his solo laners, and the bot laners, I guess, can shine into the mid game and give them what they need to. That did it look to you like that zap curved around minions?
Yes, 100%. That's some weird Z-axis stuff, which is just the game's cheating.
Yeah.
The game flips a coin on every skill shot to see if it hits or misses. There's no actual skill involved. If you aim at 0 Qs behind you away from the enemies, half the time they'll still hit.
Unfortunate. It's like Xin Zhao here for a gank again, but it's being
this one might be a bait.
It looks like they are not going for Rift Herald, possibly because they know Xin Zhao's in the area. Oh,
It's a reasonable decision to make.
I don't think you can kill Ornn here.
No. I think that he's gonna run away, and even if he does re-engage, then Ornn will get, or not Ornn, Olaf will get here in time. Oh my goodness, Ornn! This is cyberbullying!
Solo kill them both. Lissandra has to use the Everfrost just to get away from this Leona, but she still gets stunned and she ults herself, but that will not be enough. Oh
my goodness!
Ooh! 4-man ult from the Morgana.
That Morgana ult was actually incredibly impactful, but the damage numbers were just too high on the side of Aristocrats. They were just able to purely outdamage them despite that incredible chain of AoE CC.
And Ornn Breath almost breaks Morgana's shield on its own.
If we got that last puff off, then it totally would've.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it expired right then or if it broke it, but man. Ornn's damage, he's 4-1 now. Pretty soon, 13 is when you start getting the ornithacts, or what are they called? The ornaments.
Ornaments.
We just took down our Christmas tree.
No, we gotta give the ornaments to every child.
Yep, so we'll see who he upgrades first.
Oh, it looks like we already did. He hit level 14 and immediately upgraded Olaf.
Oh, so he did. Yeah, that's a tiny little symbol. Yeah, and I like that. The Olaf is your main front line. If the orange just wants to keep split pushing, the Olaf, if he has the upgraded heal, if he just never dies, you know,
Yeah,
how do
like
you
that's
win team fights? It's sort of the same problem that we had last game, where, okay, you dive their carries and kill them or trade for them, then there's still this massive jungler beating your face off.
yeah,
Ooh.
like, hey, you did really good. What now?
Morgana goes down to below half health from Ornn just slapping her once or twice. Almost
Ornn,
dies!
Ornn, please!
Does die from the snipe.
Oh! Okay, what a play.
This
That was
Ornn,
basically just Ornn against the world.
yeah. I mean, he did get, and that's the kind of thing Renekton has done, and ooh, very nice engage from the, she just doesn't do
Lissandra?
damage.
Yeah. That was really good on Lissandra's part. She could have killed like 3 people, and she just didn't do damage.
Yeah.
Okay, is
Once
that
the
gonna be a
Everfrost
Baron?
killed-
That's a Baron.
Baron at 22 minutes. Yeah, and that looked not nearly as close as it was. The goal
Yeah, like, yeah, this was like a 7k diff, but before that play it was closer to a 5k, and even then it was still just incredibly close.
Well, I was going to say it looked very one-sided to me. It looked like GRIN played it so well. GRIN played it much better. They got the pick, they got all the cooldowns out. Key ultimates were whiffed from Easton and Leona, and yet they still just, like, didn't get a single kill, and they all got wiped.
They didn't do damage. They just kept trying to kill Ornn. They, like, dived Ornn, which is... Like, if League rule number 1 is don't chase Singed, and League rule number 2 is don't dive Shen, then League rule number 3 is don't ever try to kill Ornn.
Yeah, Ornn is not... I would not be surprised if he doesn't die ever again this game. He already has 3,655 health, and that's numbers only going to go up as he completes this Kindle Gem into the Thimblewinter. Has the mana from Tear of the Goddess to spam his spells on repeat.
Oh, dearie me. I didn't actually see that, but Aristocrats is actually able to get the Ocean Soul. So I don't see anyone actually dying anymore, as long as they're unable to actually get this burst damage off with the MF and the Xin and the Lissandra. But they're already starting to fall off. Their damage numbers are already starting to fall behind. I just don't see...
a Miracle Engage into an MF layered over it on something. You Orianna shield, you know, I still don't think they die.
Yeah.
Leona gets hit, but Morgana goes down just to accidental or incidental poke, and this looks like, oh, fight starting here.
Up.
She'll die as soon as she comes back up.
She'll die eventually.
MF tickles people's butts with the ult as they run away, but you know,
no, it's really
they're just diving towers. They don't die here. They don't die anytime.
Okay, I'm counting my head right now. That man tanked, I'm pretty sure, 12 tower shots? Actually, no, he was tanking the other tower too, so that number might have been like 17.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And that's game 2 to Aristocrats.
Remember when the Nexus towers used to slow?
When was this? I only joined in Season 7.
Oh, I don't know when it was. It was probably like Season 5 or something. They were lasers instead of...
Oh yeah, that was Season 5. Because I saw some videos on it.
I don't think that even that would have saved them, though. That game was even uglier than the first, despite how winnable, or at least playable, it looked at first. Clown Gaming Aristocrats won one tournament and just decided, you know, we're not going to bother with the Baron like we did last time. We're not going to bother with these interesting-looking team fights. We're just going to take the Nexus.
Yeah, like, no bones about it. You might as well just end the game. Fair enough.
Well,
That was an incredible game on, I'd say both sides, but no. It was really good on Aristocrats. Nice job. You did good.
it did look like a 2-0 team against an 0-2 team. So good job to the boys on Aristocrats and
Yeah.
girls. I don't believe there are any. But good
Yeah, I'm
job
not
to
too sure.
everyone.
Yeah. And hopefully, I'll see them for some more wins in the future.
Yeah, love to see it. This has been Amethyst 5,
And this has been Sans.
and we are signing off. Have a great night.
Yep. That's your cue. Are we good?